This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for waking up with us to start your Saturday. I'm Maggie Vespa, and topping headlines this morning, the fight for justice for a little girl who police say was murdered by a trusted family friend. Plus, a warning in Corvallis this weekend, what Oregon State University leaders are asking everyone to do. But we are going to begin with three, at this point, major wildfires burning out of control across California. Take a look at the smoke hanging over the skyline of Sacramento this morning. That's in Northern California. Then we head south. This is what they're battling in Los Angeles. Fires raging for miles. At least 9 people this morning are confirmed dead. Thousands of homes have been lost. More than 200,000 people have had to evacuate across the state. The fires have moved so quickly, in fact, that many firefighters have been forced to focus on getting people out rather than fighting back those flames. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest from Thousand Oaks, California.
Really just such a horrific situation.
For the second night, flames cast an orange glow across the California sky. 3 major wildfires and several smaller blazes from north of Sacramento through Malibu burning out of control.
It feels like the Garden of Eden just turned into gates of hell.
The devil here. Santa Ana winds gusting to near hurricane strength at times, pushing the fires at a rate of more than 8,000 yards every minute. And pushing more than 240,000 under mandatory evacuation orders out of their homes.
The fire department says, get out. He says, you're going to get trapped. The fire is on us.
In the most severe areas, strike teams battle raging flames and swirling firenadoes.
We're just trying to protect structures. That's all we're doing.
As the flames swallow huge chunks of the state, gutting homes and communities, leaving little more than twisted metal, charred earth, and shattered glass. The massive infernos, just like the concern here. Whoa! Growing. Jay Gray, NBC News, Thousand Oaks, California.
And now we'll check in with Vanessa Paz, who is tracking conditions across California. Vanessa?
Yeah, Maggie, just to give viewers kind of an idea as to where it is on the maps and how wide this red flag warning is issued by the National Weather Service. All of this red here up in Northern California, and then as we move south towards the Los Angeles area near Thousand Oaks, this is how wide spread this warning is. And what it really means is one single spark could spread rapidly, pretty much a recipe for disaster, especially, you know, with all the current fires happening right now. And these are the conditions they are currently dealing with. So we got daytime humidity in the single digits, 5 to 10%, strong winds, but they'll get a break from it today, but then it'll pick back up once again on Sunday through Tuesday. And we're talking east winds coming out of the east about 20 to 30 miles per hour. And it gets really bad when those winds ramp up to about 60 miles per hour with those gusts. Of course, it could spread those embers into creating new fires. And then of course we have warm temperatures continuing in some area, all pretty much a recipe for fires and kind of making it kind of a struggle for these firefighters out there, Maggie. And later on, I will let you know what the conditions closer to home look like. Of course, we're also going to see some high winds a little later on this week, and I will get more into that later on in my full forecast.
Yeah, Mother Nature really not helping in this fight. All right, Vanessa, thank you very much, and we'll stay on that story throughout the day. At the same time, we are going to stay in California for another horrific story. Investigators there continuing combing through the evidence at the bar where 12 people were killed in a mass shooting on Wednesday night. And in fact, we're learning more this morning about some of the victims. Mark Orfanos right there says his son Tell is one of the dead. Tell, unbelievably, survived the mass shooting in Las Vegas last year. He and some other survivors of that shooting were at Borderline Bar Wednesday night when he was killed in this mass shooting. His father blames the shooter's rampage on gun culture.
I'm not going to vilify this kid because he's got parents that are grieving too, and I feel sorry for them as well.
Police say the shooter is a 28-year-old Marine combat veteran. He killed himself in the attack. Police also say he posted on social media during the rampage. He said he was, quote, bored but sane, and that his mental state would be debated for years. Well, back here at home, family and friends are remembering a 5-year-old girl gone far too soon. Last night, dozens gathered at a Vancouver park to remember Hartley Anderson. Here's KGW's Mike Benner.
On a chilly night in Vancouver, a crowd of dozens gathered to remember 5-year-old Hartley Anderson.
Hartley was an incredibly special girl. She was sweet, sassy, spunky.
Speaking for the very first time since her daughter's death, Mom Natasha Luco recalls Hartley's love for singing and dancing.
Her free spirit touched everyone who met her.
And you could tell by the large turnout at Friday night's candlelight vigil, a show of support that did not go unnoticed by family.
Everybody's supporting us and hoping for justice for Hartley.
Justice for Hartley, who detectives say was murdered by her mom's boyfriend. We're told 37-year-old Ryan Burge was watching the girl last Friday when she suffered severe head trauma. Burge says the injuries came from a tantrum, but authorities aren't buying it. They say Burge killed Hartley in what's described as a violent attack.
This week was really hard, and I wish I could say it was going to get easier, but it's not.
Losing a child is never easy. This crowd is realizing that, and nobody more so than Hartley's mom.
Hartley, you'll always be in our hearts. I love you so much. We will never stop fighting for justice for you.
Our hearts go out to that family. That was Mike Benner reporting. A celebration of life is scheduled for tomorrow at the Cowlitz County Expo Center. And by the way, the suspect in that case remains in jail on murder charges with a bail set at $5 million. Well, school leaders at Oregon State University want you to keep an eye out this weekend. A message written on a bathroom stall contained, they say, a bomb threat. An alert went out to students and staff yesterday afternoon, and police, of course, are investigating. We do expect more info on that later today. We'll bring it to you when it comes. The FBI has wrapped up its investigation into what happened when a man stole a Horizon plane from the SeaTac airport and flew it around the Puget Sound. This video is pretty tough to forget. The report shows that 28-year-old Richard Russell acted alone on August 10th and crashed that plane, investigators say, on purpose. Russell had searched online for flight instruction videos, but it doesn't appear he had any formal flight training. He also, they say, didn't violate any other security measures or protocols before taking off. He eventually crashed on a small island on the Sound and died. Well, the future looks good for wolves in Oregon, and it's because of these newly released trail camera photos that show they seem to be sticking around Mount Hood. Now, these are the same wolves that were spotted in the area earlier this year. It was the first time in decades they were photographed around the mountain. Other photos this year showed the pair had pups. Those pups didn't make an appearance this time. Experts say whether they survive the winter, of course, will be crucial for the possibility of a new pack. And they add it's important to work to make sure that wolves and people can coexist peacefully moving forward.
The negative energy that revolves around wolves is mostly around conflicts. And if we can find ways to prevent it, minimize it, and completely reduce it, that would be great. Definitely, we would like to have more wolves here, but in a way that is sort of in sync with the landscape and the people who live here.
All those images are so incredible, though. Another big question right now, by the way, is where these wolves came from. It's unclear, experts say, if they migrated from a different pack. Interesting. All right, well, the holiday season is fast approaching. I'm already stressing out, and it's time to book your travel plans on top of everything. It's only going to get, experts say, more expensive, of course, as the year goes on. So, coming up, how to get the cheapest flights right now. Stay tuned.